Mono Nihility is probably one of the best mono typing teams. I think it might actually be one of the only ones because you can't do mono destruction, you can't do mono hunt, you can't do mono harmony. Nihility might be the only one because they have a good amount of sustain, debuff, damage altogether. I mean, it's just a ton of different benefits you can get from a Nihility comp, which is nice because now Acheron's going to come out and we're going to have a whole bunch of different teammates to use with her, whether it's Dot, whether it's just straight defense shred, you know, whether it's harmony, but that's obviously a separate thing. Now, in this run in particular, we do want to take advantage of Welt's ultimate as much as possible, so we take the damage we take to be less, right? Okay, yeah, so since at this point we can just get the ult up with a basic, we'll just basic and then push everybody back even further. And that's going to give us enough time to build up so many Arcana stacks that they'll just die to their first turn that they take. And at this point, we can kind of start building up skill points for the next wave and energy. And we do want to try to make sure that the stacks go above 7. That way we do take advantage of all the defense shred that Pale is giving us. So he's at 8 already. And now we just need to make sure that we skill the other enemy with Kafka to make it go past 6. Perfect. So now they'll just die. And then we go into the next wave, and for this side, it is important that we get Welt's ult up pretty fast because we don't want too many turns to go by for Yanqing yet, or else we're just going to take way too much damage. And we also want to take out the swords, obviously, pretty fast too. So even though we wasted the energy from Kafka's talent, I think it's better because now we can apply the defense shred before Kafka's ult. Perfect. And there was a couple of bleed procs from that Trotter too, which is one of the better debuffs to get, right? So here, we're going to wait until now and then pop the ult for Welt. So that means it's going to waste its next action and then also gets sent way far back. So it has 104 action value now. So now at this point we don't have to worry about taking damage whatsoever. So we just try to build up those stacks as far as possible. We're 26 right now. And we're actually going to break Yanqing once again. So now he's at 158 action value. So he's quite literally never going to take a turn. Which might be counterproductive because we actually want him to take the dot proc. But at the same time, since we got 2 triggers of Kafka left, it's pretty much the same thing. So we're at 34 Arcana stacks. 37. Okay, nice. This side made me a little bit upset because I kind of wanted to do this sustainless. Just take advantage of Misha's freezes and try to beat Sam in like a few cycles. Problem is that he's just not leveled at all for me, and I just needed way more damage. So instead, I popped in Boothilll. So now we are going to get a ton of ults up with Misha because it's only a 100 cost ult. We're going to get a ton of actions with Sparkle, and then we are going to be able to cut the ults down 1 turn shorter with Boothilll as well. Yeah, and just like the skill points that Sparkle is going to give us is just going to make Misha pretty much be at almost max stacks the entire time. It would have been nice to use like a defense shred unit as well, just to take advantage of Misha's E2. Because 16% reduction for 3 turns is a very, very good debuff. I think only Silverwolf has 3 turn debuffs because Pale is just 2 turns. On the ult, at least. And I think Misha's skill is, I think, maybe like level 7 or something. So this could be upgraded way further to deal some real damage outside of the ult. Now, as soon as we go into the next wave with Sam, a couple of the things to pay attention of is, obviously, since Sam's not ice weak, right, we're not going to be able to actually break him, well, pretty much at all. So we do need to make sure that we take advantage of when we freeze him as best as possible. The problem is that even with the effect hit rate that Misha gets, it's not enough to make sure that we can freeze Sam consistently. So what we're going to have to do is try to interrupt him, similar to the way we just used Welt in the previous run. Although that wasn't even like a necessary part, because I don't think Sam was going to do 2 actions right there, but I did just want to build up the energy, I guess, for the next one too. I still do have to figure out which one's actually more effective in pushing back enemies, because the freeze is good, but the problem is that then their next action comes really soon after, but then imprison slows them down and makes it even longer for them to get there, but then their turn just happens immediately, right? So I'm pretty sure they come out kind of the same, but so at this point, we pretty much just keep spamming skills, right? Until we can get our ults up with Misha to actually deal some real damage, because it is kind of tough bringing down Sam's health bar. I tried this with Silverwolf initially, but the problem is that I just couldn't deal enough damage. Maybe if I activate Sparkle's Eidolons, then it'd be possible. But until then, this relatively slow run is going to have to do. Although, it's Misha. So you know what? Let him have some fun. Let him be in the spotlight for a little bit. And, yeah, I haven't used him in a while, I guess, so. But this is beyond slow, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Jesus Christ. At least since the crit damage boost lasts till after his turn, we can just wait and then keep skilling and then build up more stacks before we actually ult. So, you know what? Maybe it's not too bad. So now we can interrupt his next action if we can freeze him. Perfect. Although, wait, I wonder if that's the 50. Well, actually, no. We'll see if it's the 50% now. Okay, wait, so I guess he's just so fast that his next turn happened incredibly fast. We're back at 10 stacks again. And now, since the vulnerability is down, we can finally deal some proper damage. Although us being able to attack him with a skill only with Misha, and then having to do that 5 times to actually get his toughness down is pretty rough. If we could do it sooner, then maybe we could shave off an extra cycle too, but... So at this point, we're just trying to chase one more ult. One more ult, we'll be able to finish it. So probably the next one. It would have been nice if we got the ult right there. It might have been able to deal 15% with his toughnesses, but... And one final bag of luggage to finish it all. Or not. There we go. Cool. So for the builds, really quick, Black Swan's on speed boots, just to go before Kafka. And Kafka's going to be on an energy regen rope, just to make sure that we can ult twice and deal enough damage. Although maybe attack actually would have been better in this circumstance, who knows. Pela is faster than everybody, so just so we can get that defense shot immediately. And then Welt is just built with full effect hit rate as much as possible. And for Misha, I put him on Blade's Light Cone just because I thought he's destruction, and since the AoE blast from Sam's probably going to proc his 24% bonus more often than would ever be basicing to get the boost from Imbiber's Light Cone. Ranmei is pretty standard, and Huohuo is also pretty standard. Pretty weak, but did the job perfectly. So, those are both runs. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like the video. Adios.